Welcome to Butterfly Kisses team meeting for, I don't know what month we're in, August 2024. Laura is going to chat with us of a system she has in place to help get her set up for SFR with selling things that she might have on hand from vendor events, etc. So I'm going to change the host over to her and hand it over to her in a couple seconds. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do this. I'm going to highlight you for spotlight you. Woohoo! And I'm going to make you the host so you can share your screen as well. So when did it work?
I think so.
Yep. All right. So when you're ready, take it away.
Okay. Hey guys. So I know Nikki introduced me. I'm going to reintroduce myself a little bit. I am Superstar Consultant. I was director, dropped back down, and trying to regrow my team to get back to director numbers. But let's see, 2019. So it's been almost 6 years since I joined Cincy, and it has been waves for me. Between job changes, a divorce, getting remarried, moving to a completely different city, all these fun, fantastic things that life throws at you. I went from working a regular 8 to 5 job, Monday through Friday, to now teaching 8th grade through 12th graders history. And I love it, but it has completely shifted my entire schedule. So that's a little bit about me, and I have to find little snippets of time to work my business. And also fluctuating with the shifts that life has thrown the last few years. But I am going to jump in and talk to you guys about SFR. Last year, when SFR was in Charlotte, it was my first SFR. I had the absolute best time. I could not make it to Orlando this year for, of course, lots of different reasons. But if you can go to SFR, it is a game changer. And I think if you talk to anybody that has been, they will tell you the exact same thing. There were people that I met before Charlotte that I have met online just in the groups and things like that. And we connected at SFR in Charlotte. And then to this day, we still keep up. So you get to meet different people outside of just your team, or even like Grace and Grit, or you guys with Wildflower. Well, you're like, what's your team? What's your team? Butterfly Kisses. So you have Butterfly Kisses and then Grace and Grit. But you get to meet people all over the country. And all over the world. You get to hear how they run their businesses. You get to kind of brainstorm back and forth different ideas. So if you get the chance to go to SFR, 100% do it. Next year it is in Minneapolis, and it's kind of like a central point for everybody in the country. The last 2 years it's been on the East Coast, so West Coast has had to travel. But SFR is roughly $325 for registration. Now, of course, that could change. We all know that that could change. But I typically will budget for $325. Also, let me side note this. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. I've got it up and I will try to answer those as I go along or at the end. So the registration fee is $325 a person for in-person SFR. They offer a payment plan, or you can pay in full. For Charlotte, I paid in full all at once. My business was booming. It was fantastic. My paychecks were covering what I needed. I went ahead and paid it in full. Didn't have to worry about it after that. For Orlando, I paid for full registration to make sure I got everything for virtual. And I actually did a payment plan. So I changed it up a little bit. Both were fine. You just kind of have to readjust your budget. Travel, I'm gonna go through all this before I jump into how I actually um save money to be able to spend at SFR. So travel, I budget 1800. Now, that depends on if you're driving, if you're flying, if it's just you, if you're traveling with somebody, if you're turning this into a family vacation, which a lot of people do. Um or maybe you're using, if you're flying, you're using points that you've saved up from other flight credits or anything like that. But I budget for $1,800. That's about average for a round ticket flight for me out to Minnesota, which we've done a few times. Um, my husband will go with me this year because he can go see his daughter in Minnesota. So all that to say, budget 1,800. Food is 300. Now you may say, oh, that's not a lot of money to budget. But what I do for food, and I have my notes here, so if you see my phone, I'm not texting. But for food, what I did was I brought my skillet. Now, of course, if you're flying, you cannot do that. But if you're driving, I packed a skillet, an electric skillet, so I could use it in the hotel room. There were 4 of us other girls, 5 total, in one hotel room. We shared 2, we paired up 2 each in a queen size bed, the other one on a pull-out sofa. Okay, so when I get to hotel, you'll see how all that divides up. But for food, we bought hamburgers, we bought little slider buns, and like ketchup and mustard. And that is what we had. And then you have like the little microwave you can use, the little frozen vegetables if you want a vegetable. We split that between all of us that were eating. And we actually had quite a bit of hamburgers. So we could invite a couple other people in with us to split that food. I think it came out to be about $3 a person. Okay, and that was dinner one night for us. And it was delicious. We all loved it. So food, you can really save on food if you're mindful. You can pick up loaf bread, make sandwiches. You can, if you don't typically eat lunch, you can do fruit and just kind of pick on that throughout the day. I try to stay away from like candy and things because when you're sitting in the sessions, if you eat a lot of sugar, you'll get tired and you'll get just into that slump. So I try to think of things like fruit or little things that will tie me over. Nothing super cold like yogurt won't do well at those. If you haven't been to SFR, you're there all day. Okay. But budget about $300 for food. Now, if you are one where you like to eat out, expand that budget a little bit. All of this is going to fluctuate to what really works for you. But if you're worried about the cost, figure out ways you can cut the costs. And food is one of those, you don't need Starbucks every day, right? If there's a coffee pot, which I'm pretty sure 99% of hotel rooms have coffee pots, then you can get coffee and make your own coffee in your room to save that money. Okay. Find a hotel that has complimentary breakfast in the mornings. That's going to save a lot of money. Hampton Inn, places like that have the complimentary breakfast. Boom, there's one meal you don't have to purchase, right? Lunch, if you're a light stacker for lunch, do fruit, pack your sandwiches, things like that. There's your second meal. So now you have to figure out dinner. Okay, which is where the sliders came in for us. You can do tacos. Tacos are so easy to fix. And you can feed a lot of people with just a little bit. Okay, and this is all if you're sharing a room. Next is the hotel. So the hotel, I typically, it depends on the location. I've looked a little bit at hotels out in Minneapolis. It depends on how close you stay to the convention center. $1,200 about average, depending on what you're gonna do. I shared a room with 4 other girls. Now, it was tight. I'm not gonna lie. I will not sit here and tell you that we did not have to get smart on how we stuffed our clothes and luggage different places in the hotel room. But we made it work. We made it work because for that week in Charlotte, it was $300 a person. Okay? Now, I'm telling you, budget for 1,200 because what if somebody backs out? You still have to cover that spot. Okay. And things happen. We're all aware. We've all been through 2020. We all get things happen. Okay. So budget more for your hotel. You don't want to be stuck owing somebody else money or not being able to cover your hotel. Okay. Also, if you have points, if you travel and stay at hotels a lot and you have points, utilize those points. It's a perfect time to use them. And then you'll also get points for your next visit. So $1,200 for the hotel. Find people. The people I stayed with in Charlotte, I did not know any of them. I mean, besides seeing them on meetings like this, I did not know any of them. We all met at the hotel in Charlotte and said, "Hi, I'm Laura, and I'm your roommate for the week." We ended up having the best time. We got up, got breakfast, got ready, and we would walk over to the convention center together. And we made conversation and we got to know each other. We got to know each other's businesses. We got to see how each other worked. And it was so nice having that camaraderie. Look, I'm not even going to say that word right. The bond between each of us grew as the week went on. So don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone and find people that you don't know to room with. We had a little group chat prior to us meeting in Charlotte, just so we were organized with food and things like that. But if you see somebody looking for a roommate, say, "Hey, I'm looking for a roommate too, and I want to save money. Let's room together." The consultant store. I have not been to an SFR yet with a consultant store. Okay, but they always end up opening something up afterwards. I'm calling the consultant store fluff because you don't necessarily need anything from the consultant store. Okay, with technology, you can print stuff. Like there's so many different things you can do without having to purchase for the consultant store. But if you're one of those that gets roped in, I say $100. Okay, it's fluff. You don't need it, but if you get roped into things like that, then budget $100 for the consultant store. Next is Uber and Lyft. If your hotel or Airbnb is not within walking distance to the convention center, you will have to budget for Uber and Lyft if you do not drive yourself. And unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, I have taken Uber and Lyft multiple times to learn that when they have these conventions or these events at convention centers, they raise those prices, right? So I went to the George Strait concert in Charlotte back in June. We paid $45 to go 3 miles down the road. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that's the way it's going to be in Minneapolis, but you need to budget for Uber and Lyft. Now, we waited an hour after the concert to get $45 for this 3-mile Uber ride. Okay. So make sure you budget. I say $100. It's going to be more than $100 depending on how often you'll need it. If you meet somebody or if you know somebody who is staying close to you, then maybe you can catch a ride with them. But of course that depends on who you know and who you talk to. Also, things to do. This was my biggest worry prior to SFR. So I saw people commenting what is there to do in the area. And I was so worried that I would not have enough money to tag along to do things in the area with my new Scentsy friends. You don't have to. You don't have to at all. And I will say, you are so tired at the end of the day from SFR that you will want to go back to your hotel and you will want to sleep. At some point, you'll have an adrenaline rush and you'll say, oh, let's go do this. But for the most part, you will be tired. But that is fluff. A lot of people will get there a couple days early or stay a couple days later. That is totally up to you. If that is what you want to do, then you can budget. And what I suggest is researching what there is to do, how much it costs, what it costs for you, what it costs for your family if they're going. Research and say, okay, Mall of America, we're setting a budget for my family, or I'm setting a budget for me to only spend $100 at Mall of America. Okay. So, Nikki says they are researching now. She'll make an Excel sheet. So, which will be super helpful. Nikki's fantastic at all of that stuff. But things to do is just extra. That is fluff. And I'm going to circle back to that in just a couple minutes. But I wanted to tell you this. All of that we just went over comes out to be $3,500. Now, your eyes might be great big when you hear $3,500, but you have 12 months to save. That comes out to $292 a month. Now, Scentsy is growing. Scentsy has so many huge things coming out this fall, this winter, in the spring. All of this, you can do $292 a month. Okay? That needs to be your minimum. That needs to be your minimum. $292. You might as well round it up to $300. Okay, figure out how much you need to sell from your website to come out to be $300. Now, if you have a car payment and you use your Scentsy paycheck for your car payment, okay, go ahead and add that $300 to that. Because what is that going to do? That will grow your business. Okay, we have this incentive. You can earn your registration. You just saved $325, but don't limit yourself. Don't say, oh, well, I don't have to get $300 on my paycheck this month. No, work for that $300, because that's $300 you can roll into something else: travel, food, hotel, Uber and Lyft, maybe having for that things to do fluff fund, right? Work towards that trip or the earning your registration, and then roll that over if you earn it. If you don't, you need to go ahead and plan for $300 a month on your paycheck. You have your car payment, maybe it's $200. Now your minimum goal is $500 for every paycheck. Okay? Motivate yourself by having the join conversations, having parties. Parties is going to be your biggest thing to bring those customers in to order. Okay? Okay, now going to parties real quick. And Nikki, your car payment is $1,000 a month. All right. Well, anyways. Oh my God. Party. This is a party business. Okay. Now, my parties, I'm full transparency here. My parties slowed down. Okay. My party slowed down. And I had to pivot my business. So I talked to a couple local businesses, and one of the local businesses coordinates the farmers market here in town. It is, last year was twice a month. This year it is 2 Saturdays a month and 2 Friday nights. Okay, opposite. So that gives me 4 events in a month. Okay. That was just me going to local businesses and talking to them. And I don't walk in and say, "Hey, I'm with Cincy. What you got for me?" Right? I build those relationships. And although it takes time, it's possible. Okay. Now I am their Cincy person. Full time. They don't call anybody else. Okay. I am loyal to them. They are loyal to me. If I can't make it, they're not calling somebody else. And I have grown that customer base from doing those events. I also, in the fall, every weekend, I have an event that I do. Okay. I do not like people in my house. I am married to a retired veteran, or to a veteran and retired law enforcement. We don't let just anybody in our house. So I think outside the box. I go places and do events. It is just a thing, and it's what I do, and it keeps my business running. Okay, it keeps my paycheck growing. Okay. Get out, talk to people, do events. I don't pay $200 to do an event. I look for events that are anywhere between $20 to $50. And I make sure that I can at least make 4 times that at the event. Okay. All right, now let's talk about inventory. I am going to share, let's see if I can figure this out. I'm going to share my screen. Maybe. Nikki, do you know how I can share my screen?
You should be all set. You should just go to that onto the share button at the bottom. Has a little up arrow.
Oh, I looked everywhere but here.
Yep. Crazy concept.
I know. All right, can y'all see my screen?
Not yet. See you.
That's a scary sight. All right, let's try this again. Share. Desktop? Nope. All right. Oh. Share. Okay.
There we go.
Perfect. All right, I did share this link with you guys in the group, in the team meeting page. But this is kind of vague so that I can click around and show you guys what we're looking at. So this is the inventory, right? This is everything that is available. Mine is clearance section because they don't stay long enough. Okay. You see here at the top, can y'all see my mouse too? Okay, at the top you see wax bars, warmers, bulbs, all the categories. Okay. You have all the wax bars. And what I do is I will go through, I have my legend down here on the right. I am a colorful person. Okay. That's the only way my mind works. So if I have aloe water and cucumber in a wax bar, it is going to be just like this. And then I know I have it if somebody wants to look at this spreadsheet. I share this with all of my customers. Okay. If they say, well, what do you have on hand? I say, well, let me send you this link. You can see what I have. They can only view it. They cannot edit it. And then they can tell me what they want. Okay, now, once something sells out, such as aloe water and cucumber from my stock, I will go in and I will highlight it yellow. Okay. If I order more aloe water and cucumber bars because they sell well at events, once I get it back in my hand, not shipped to me, but in my hand, then I will update this spreadsheet. Okay. Warmers. Same thing with warmers. I don't carry a lot of duplicate warmers. My warmer of the months that I get, I display them and I do not sell them until the end of the month at my event. So my last event for the month is when I will sell it. So let's see, bulbs. Bulbs are pretty straightforward. Same thing. I list them all here and I will highlight them. If I need to reorder 15-watt blue, that way when I go through, I see what I have. Okay, I can pull this up at events. I can pull it up for people, send the link to people. They see the legend. It is pretty self-explanatory. I have never had anybody ask me, what does this mean? Okay, cotton cleanups. I do the little drop down. I don't carry too many cotton cleanups. Right now, I do have 2 on hand, and these are packs. So I have 2. So somebody looks at this, they say, oh, 2 packs of cotton cleanups. I want both of those. Now, I never run out of cotton cleanups, so I don't even have 0 listed on here. But then I would just enter this as 0. See, yeah. Okay. But I always have cotton cleanups because they're my favorite and they're so easy to market. Pods. And I can't see the chat, so if somebody asks a question, I'll answer it afterwards. Pods. So let's say you have 2 berries Jubilee right here. Here we go. 2 berries Jubilee. Okay. I am out of stock on that. It's highlighted yellow. Now, if they're discontinued, but I still have them on hand, I will highlight it here. That way I know if somebody says, can you get me more? I can say no. Okay. They can go ahead and get the 2 I have on hand, and then that is it. Okay. And you can set this up however you want to, however your brain works. This is what works for my brain. But fan diffusers, I have them all listed. So you have your mini fans, and then you have your wall fans, and then your travel twists. I mean, your tabletop, I'm sorry, your tabletops, your Scentsy Go, and then your air purifier. Okay, this is not the new catalog. This is not the new catalog. So do not get this confused with what's coming September 1st. Okay. All right. So all of these, counter clean, bathroom cleaner, all-purpose cleaner, swipes, all of these, I would do the same as the pods. If I had aloe water and cucumber in counter clean, I had 2 of them, then I would just put 2. Okay, somebody looks at this, they see it. Fragrance flowers, same thing. Y'all can see this. Pretty self-explanatory for the drop-down menus of dainty daisy in aloe water and cucumber. And I have every single thing listed. Travel pillow too, mermaid and unicorn. It took no time to create this Google spreadsheet, and I keep it on Google. That way I can just share the link to anybody. Everybody has Google these days. Bring back my bars. Whenever we have bring back my bars and I get the full collection, I will add them to the spreadsheet and then highlight them in this magenta color. Okay. All right. So let me see how I can do this back. Okay. Do you list the prices? So I do not list the prices except for the wax bars, because a couple different reasons. If I'm offering a personal special, I don't want to deter them, if they're a new customer. Now, it is a good way. You can list the prices, and that's totally fine. You can list the prices, and most people who know about my spreadsheet or ask me about in stock, they know the prices. They're familiar with Scentsy. They've ordered before. Um, they just want to see what I have on hand. The one thing about the Google spreadsheet that I love most is the fact that they see what I have. So if they say, "Do you have aloe water and cucumber?" I can say, "I do." And they say, "What else do you have?" I can send them that link and they see everything. So they say, "Ooh, uh, Barry's Jubilee sounds like something I would love. Do you have that, or can you order that for me?" Okay. Um, this is mainly for my local people, but I do have a couple VIPs that I will send it to. Totally up to you how you want to do. That is everything I have in stock. Okay. I sell that stuff regularly. When I have parties or have my catch all party link specifically, I will use those host rewards to order and replace what I have. I never use my own money to order more inventory for myself. Okay. I use my host rewards. I don't order a lot of clearance stuff unless it's for me. I think that they go by way too fast. They sell out way too fast to even try to update my spreadsheet and sell them. Okay. Let me see what else I have. All right, your goal for SFR is to sell everything you have on hand. Last summer, before I started doing these farmers markets and events consistently, I had over $3,000 worth of stock. Okay. Now, that is accumulation over 5 years of Scentsy. Okay, I had stuff stashed everywhere. And my husband and I were cleaning out stuff, and there's bars and there's warmers and this and that. And he was like, "We can't do this." He wanted to know how much I had spent. And I was like, it was all post rewards. And that is when we figured out that we had to sell, we had to get rid of this. Okay. So create the spreadsheet, figure out your inventory, because you will be surprised about how much you have. Okay. Bree said your trip to SFR could be paid for right now. It's true, guys. Like, Scentsy is so good, and we all love it. And I think we all are sitting on, you know, inventory that we have accumulated because we love it and we want more and more and more. But if you are shooting for SFR and you do not have the extra funds from your full-time job, okay, or life gets busy, you have emergencies that happen. Use what you have. Use your resources, right? Go through your wax bars. I have a tub of wax bars and it was overflowing. And as I do these events, I put them out. My husband made me this cute little pegboard stand and I hang all the wax bars on there. And as people come by and they purchase at these events, they scan a QR code, takes them to a Google form. They fill that out. Okay. Then they get a business card that has, and I still do business cards. A lot of people have gotten away from business cards. I create mine on Canva. And I order 250 at a time. Y'all can use, what's the other, what is it? Vistaprint? I don't use Vistaprint. But they do have deals. Say Star Consultant. Pass them out, Nikki. Get rid of the business cards so you can order more and update them. Keep your business cards updated if you use them. That is so important. But I pass out, I'm gonna get back on track. Pass out, get business cards, put a QR code on them, one that takes you to the Google form, one that takes you to your website. Who cares about a Facebook page? Okay? Because when you get their information from Google form, you reach out to them with your Facebook page. Say, join my VIP group. Here's the email. It's got all the information you need to know. You want a party? Here's the information. Okay, put the pertinent information on your business cards. Pass them out. Get rid of them. Okay, my mom's got some in Wilson. Well, you guys aren't from really around here, but my mom has a stack in another town. My sister has one in Charlotte, across the state from me. Okay, my brother has them at his office. I go to a local store. Local stores love supporting you. Okay, they love supporting other small businesses. Put your business cards there. Pass them out at events. Our local Pizza Inn has a cork board where you can just stick your business cards up there. Stick them up there. People will scan that QR code. Get their information. Ask them to party. Send them a little flyer in an email that has your events, your local events you're doing. Get rid of your stock. All of this will help you grow your paycheck from Cincy, as well as get rid of your stock. I use Venmo and Apple Pay. Okay, that's what I use. I hate PayPal. I don't use PayPal. I never will probably go back to PayPal ever again. Okay, I use Venmo. And all of my money for SFR will go onto my Venmo. Okay, once you get to a certain point, set that limit, whether it's $100, $200, $300, and then transfer it to your bank account. Pull that money out and put it in an envelope. Label it SFR. I do this all the time for everything. Okay, I have envelopes and envelopes and envelopes. They're in my safe so nobody can access them. But I have envelopes upon envelopes. We're going to Mexico in December. Guess what? I have an envelope. Okay, I don't keep anything in the bank account if it's for a trip because I'll spend it before the trip gets here. Okay. Sell your stock. Sell what you have on hand. Stay in compliance. Okay. I don't want you guys going and be like, well, Laura Hill from this meeting said I could. No. Stay in compliance. Okay. Stay in compliance. The farmers markets, I don't know where everybody is from. Typically, the farmers markets go until October. Find one. Find an event. The fall harvest festivals, like you get like 10 every Saturday that you can attend. Okay? Find a good fall festival and do it. I've learned if you do a fall festival that has kids, you're bringing the parents out. They're going to shop. I coordinate a festival every year for the local fire department, and we have kids activities. Why? Because that's what's going to bring the parents out. Okay, that event alone, I'm coordinating it, but I have a booth. I can earn anywhere between $500 and $800 in about 4 hours. And that's not even me manning my booth the whole time. Do the events, do the parties. Okay. If you don't have time to do parties, sacrifice a Saturday or Sunday. Local breweries. If you guys have breweries, like those are huge. People are out
Vermont
there
has
drinking beer.
Vermont has the most breweries per capita in the entire United States.
Look, North Carolina's catching up because I swear there's like one on every street corner these days. It's like a Dollar General. Okay, like brewery here, brewery there. They'll do pop-up events. We got one down the street from us, and they're like, just show up. Just show up. Pop up your tent, have fun. Okay, so that would be my biggest advice. Now, last thing, because I don't want to keep you guys long, and it's been kind of a little bit longer than I wanted, but let's say you have a couple really good events. You've sold a lot of your inventory. Okay, registration's paid for SFR. You have checked off the boxes for each of these categories to budget for. You have money left over. Save the extra money. Okay, save the extra money. You might say, why? Well, those things we talked about, the fluff, the consultant store, things to do in the area. Maybe Uber or Lyft charge you a little bit more. Maybe your airline got canceled because of a huge down maintenance thing that they had going on that I'm not even sure what it was. Okay? And you get stuck in Minnesota for an extra week. There were people there stuck for an extra week. Okay? If they budgeted the bare minimum, I mean, that's pretty tight. Okay? That's meaning no hotel. Okay, if you have to Amtrak at home, that's not a ticket for Amtrak. So don't just stop at the $300 a month of budget. Okay, that's for your Cincy paycheck, for your inventory. Go ahead and take it to the next level. Go ahead and take it to the next level and save what you can. Also, with that being said, whatever you have left over after SFR, use that for the following year's SFR. Okay. Don't come home and say, well, I have $200 left over from SFR. I did really good. Okay. SFR 2026. Okay. Go ahead and start that envelope. SFR 2026. Put that $200 in that envelope. There, you already have started on your registration. You've already started on your hotel. And then just start over. Because as long as you're getting host rewards from your catch-all party, which you should always have a link open. If you have your host rewards from your catch-all party, you will constantly be getting rewards. You will constantly be getting those products that you can turn around and sell at these events. Do it. I promise you, if you do all of these things that I've talked about, one, that $3,500 minimum that you're saving for this trip, it is a business trip. It is a tax write-off. Okay, but that will seem like a drop in the bucket, but you have to work for it. Okay, if you sit around watching Gilmore Girls all fall and you're not getting out there hustling, sacrificing Saturdays or Sundays or Friday nights at events, you're not partying, then you're going to get to SFR next year and you're like, I don't have the extra money. I didn't hustle my business in the fall and I didn't earn registration. So I wasn't able to put that $325 to something else. Let's see. Reading the comments. Sorry, my nose is starting to act up. My medicine's wearing off. Nikki said I need that Google form. I'll send it to you. I'll put it in the group chat, team chat, whatever. If you want to see a copy of my business cards, I can send one over. Take a picture of it, send it over. Again, I use Canva for business cards. I design them myself. I try to get rid of what I have every catalog season. Along with like my catalogs and things like that. I try to get rid of my business cards, and then what I'll do is I'll order more and it pushes me to get more out. But I change the colors. That's just me. I change the colors. In the spring and summer, it's like bright pink or like a teal color. In the fall, it's like burnt orange or brown. I've done brown. People didn't like brown. It looked like, anyways, we're being recorded, so I'm not gonna say too much. But anyways, I forget that I'm being recorded. So does anybody have any questions? Anybody? Bree's on, Shauna's on, Nikki's on. All right.
No, but thank you so much for doing this. I know that you weren't feeling the best. I am gonna stop the recording. So, let's see if I can. You can stop the recording apparently because I made you host.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you want to make me back the host, which you go to participants, click my name.